Alright, it looks like Pete Hegseth is up to get completely. Not just he's under one investigation of giving illegal orders to United States Marines attacking non-combatants in Caribbean Sea. You know the situation with the second strike on a boat which carried 11 persons, where 2 of the survivors were struggling in the boat wreckage trying to save their lives, and there was the second strike conducted by United States military. Well, in addition to that, the Pentagon group that was investigating the case with Signal Gate of Pete Hegseth's group, where he himself published the classified information about United States military that was up to strike Yemeni Houthis, found the violations of the actions which could potentially lead to the loss of lives of United States military, endangering security or safety of United States Army. Let's listen to this one.
The Pentagon Inspector General has concluded that the Secretary shared secret military information in a group chat back in March. That is according to 2 people who have read the Inspector General's report. The report also found that the information could have put the lives of American troops at risk. A redacted version is expected to be released publicly by tomorrow.
That revelation comes as Secretary Hegseth faces growing scrutiny from
Yeah, so not just one investigation is out there against incompetent Pete Hegseth, but also an old signal scandal is floating out there. And thankfully, the journalist who was added to the group by accident, he was not like really pro-Russian or something like that, like for example Tucker Carlson. He would make a sensation after it, giving all of the information to Russians directly. Yeah. And about the boat case, well, yesterday Pete commented about it, calling it a fog of war. Let's watch this video.
I did not personally see survivors, but I stand, because the thing was on fire. It was exploded and fire or smoke. You can't see anything. You got digital. This is called the fog of war. This is what you in the press don't understand.
It doesn't call the fog of war. Fog of war is the different term. It's not the actual smoke coming from the wreckage or the boat.
You sit in your air-conditioned offices or up on Capitol Hill and you nitpick and you plant fake stories in the Washington Post about kill everybody, phrases on anonymous sources.
Yeah, the way he reacts and he behaves, it's not professional at all. But Donny, he likes those kind of the people.
This is not based in anything, not based in any truth at all. And then you want to throw out really irresponsible terms about American heroes, about the judgment that they made. I wrote a whole book on this topic because of what politicians and the press does to warfighters. President Trump has empowered commanders to do what is necessary, which is dark and difficult things in the dead of night on behalf of the American.
Yeah, first of all, those, as I say to you, guys who allegedly on those drug boats, they are not military, they are criminals. And as for criminals, there is the different legislation to be used. The boats should be detained, criminals should be taken to the court, they'll have prosecution, and they'll have their terms in jail. Not the death penalty, absolutely, but what the United States Army is doing in Caribbean Sea is they're unaliving those criminals without any sort of the court, without any sort of the legislation, because they just want to make it happen. Just like that, releasing videos, making it a TV show, showing that Donald Trump is fighting against narco dealers. Then in fact, Donald Trump pardons one of the outrageous narco traffickers who was capable to create a drug highways, according to the prosecution, and who was jailed already for many years in prison. Trump pardons him because he just likes the guy. He is the ex-Honduras official, president or whatsoever. So for Trump, it's just a show and like one more lever to act on Maduro's regime. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes, SS Secretary of War of the United States has the same competence as the guy who wrote this letter. And you know, they're so stupid they're even making fun of it, for example, about Signal chat.
Colleagues, I see Mike Walls. Mike, I'll hit you up on Signal later.
Ha ha ha. I just endangered United States forces in Yemen, in the Red Sea. But you know, it's all bullshit, I can make fun of it. That's the modern-day idiocracy of USA. But even with his small snail brain, Pete understands that he's in a deep shit and he needs to share responsibility, or in a perfect case for him to drop it from himself completely. For example, he started to accuse Admiral Major Bradley. Yes, he's praising him in this message, but in a way, he is saying that it was Admiral Mitch who made the decision to strike the boat with 11 persons on board. It wasn't me. So Admiral Bradley is an American hero, a true professional, and has my 100% support. I stand by him and the combat decisions he has made. So it wasn't my decision. It was this guy, Mitch Bradley. Accuse him, not me, please. That is what this message says if you read it between the lines, right? And the Wall Street Journal reports that Admiral Hosley, who rose the concerns about those strikes in Caribbean Sea, he was dismissed by Pete Hegseth personally. And later on, Admiral Bradley was appointed, who doesn't ask any sort of the questions and just commands the orders given to him illegally by Pete Hegseth. Why illegally? Because the orders themselves, they're illegal. Basically, if you follow those, you are the war criminal according to international law, according to conventions, and according to United States legislation itself. Yeah, that's the Admiral Mitch Bradley who's been thrown to the bus by White House administration, basically, or Pete Hegseth personally. Well, he needs to learn that lesson too. It's the basic order not to conduct illegal orders. A couple of days ago, Pete Hegseth even posted that cringe. He is digging himself lower and lower every time. And that's what Senator McKelly, together with other politicians, were calling about a couple of weeks ago. They just quoted the Uniform Code of the Military Justice, which is saying, do not obey illegal orders. But the White House clowns, they started the investigation against McKelly, saying that he violated the Uniform Code of the Military Justice by quoting the Uniform Code of the Military Justice. Yeah, but you know, guys, despite everything of that, still the public opinion in the United States, it matters. And also there are still some of the Pentagon watchdogs, they start their investigation against Pete Hegseth's signal group, and they already concluded that those actions, they're not acceptable. They put United States Army servicemen in danger. So luckily, there's still independent institutions out there that might say the things as they are. And oh boy, it's gonna backfire against Donald Trump's administration, especially during next elections in 2026, intermediate for the Congress. Yeah, that's what happens, that the main orange clown hires circus instead of professionals. And Pete Hegseth is one of the most cringy ones in the team, of course. Well guys, it's all what I want to yap today about. Ciao.